about. And I watched you lie, and then
I didn't punch you. And by the way, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a closed fist.
You get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your toes?
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start physical fights?
You're a baby. Grow the fuck up.
Because you start physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
So I'm not saying that Amber Heard is a narcissist, but if she is, that conversation at least, at minimum, was very, very toxic. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. But just by listening to that conversation, you can kind of tell that, you know, Amber Heard was belittling him, was deflecting, and was trying to minimize the things that Johnny Depp were saying. Allegedly, of course. But that's exactly what narcissistic and toxic people will do when they get caught up with something. They're trying to minimize what they do to you. You were punching me. You were punching me. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. So you should know, you should learn what it feels like to get punched. And then she later on admitted that, yeah, she was hitting him. It was a physical fight. But then again, she tried to belittle him later on in that same conversation by like, oh, you walked away from it. You were so admirable, Johnny. Pretty much calling him a coward. But, you know, trying to be funny and sarcastic by calling him admirable for walking away from a physical fight. So, yeah, she was playing the victim in public and things like that, painting Johnny out to be the abuser, and now he's suing her for defamation and things like that, you know, allegedly. All those recordings come out, and you can kind of see the insidious nature that Amber Heard was doing behind the scenes. In public, the victim; behind the scenes, possibly the aggressor. We can talk about Johnny Depp later on, but this is going to focus on Amber, y'all. We know Johnny has a past. Also, to add insult to injury, they said she's been copying his outfits in court, trying to mock him. Because she knows she's not going to go to jail for this right here. She could get sued to lose some money, but she's going to mock him anyway. One day, copying the gray suit. Then the next day, copying the tie, the Gucci B tie, and things like that. I tell this to people all the time, but when you go to court with a narcissistic person or a toxic person, the courtroom is a stage, and she is an actress. This is like a huge production for her. You see her with a, you know, sitting up there looking stoic and things like that, not saying a word, just watching him, trying to make him uncomfortable. This is a clear example that shows you how narcissists are different in public and in private, and also show you that women can also be narcissists and toxic people as well. But again, all this is based on allegations and things like that. Nobody is guilty yet. Johnny Depp coming up next. Thank you.
I was sort of not allowed to be right, not allowed to have a voice. So at a certain point, when what enters your mind is, you start to slowly realize that you are in a relationship with your mother, in a sense. And I know that sounds perverse and obtuse, but the fact is that some people search for weaknesses in people, and that is to say, sensitivities. And when you've told that person your life, and what you've lived through and what you've been through, just as happens in relationships, the more that became ammunition for Miss Heard to either verbally decimate me or to send me into a kind of tailspin of confusion.
So I'm not saying that Johnny Depp was dealing with a narcissist, but if he was, that is exactly how you would describe it. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. So the first part he mentioned about marrying your mother, it makes complete sense when you understand narcissistic and toxic relationships. Because sometimes when you grow up in a toxic household, when you grow up with a narcissistic or toxic parents, you tend to find that in your adulthood. You find somebody like that in your adulthood because it feels like home. And if you grow up in abusive households, abuse seems like love. I know it's not love, but it seems like love that you're accustomed to growing up. And then the other part where he said it's just like the more you share with a narcissist or a toxic person, the more they use that as ammunition against you. Narcissistic people will take your worst, deepest, darkest traumas that you have shared with them and weaponize them against you. So in your moments of weakness, when you feel like you can't take anymore, they'll decimate you, like he said, with words, with what you went through in your childhood, with the traumatic events that you've been through and the traumatic events that you've experienced. Weaponized trauma from a narcissist or a toxic person is absolutely a thing, y'all. And also what he said he felt like he was being stifled in a relationship. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist or a toxic person, you lose your voice. You start to feel like your words don't matter, your actions don't matter. And in the end, you start to feel like you don't matter. And all you want to do is get this person that you're with, you just want to get them to love you. But then you come to realize that nothing you do for a narcissist, nothing you do for a toxic person will ever be enough. Because narcissists have problems validating themselves, so they try to invalidate others. I really, really hope this helps.
I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the up, Johnny.
Physical fights.
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
So I'm not saying that Amber Heard is a narcissist, but if she is, that is almost exactly what a narcissistic person or toxic person would do. Like minimize the other person's experience. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. That's exactly what narcissists and toxic people will do, y'all. They will minimize your experience. They will try to invalidate how you actually feel and what actually happened to gaslight you and confuse you into the actual state of events. Did this happen? Did this not happen? I wasn't punching you, Johnny. I was hitting you. My hand was like this, not like this. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? They will go on and on and on and chastise you and belittle you and make you feel like nothing, literally. And the longer you stay inside that relationship dynamic, the more that person thinks that you're okay with the behavior. A lot of those recordings that you hear in doing this trial, they knew that they were being recorded. So those behaviors were on full display for each other, for the therapist and whatnot that they were working with, allegedly. So the fact that she thought she was in the right for saying that, I didn't punch you, I hit you. You're such a baby. You're such a big baby. Look at you, boo, 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 boo. And guess what? I did start a physical fight and you skedaddled. You got out of there like a big, strong man. I'm telling you, narcissistic, toxic people will invalidate you and make you feel small, make you feel minuscule, like this big. One huge error I see with a lot of people when you're dealing with narcissists and toxic people is you let them talk too much. Because once they get to talking, they rarely, if ever, stop until their point is made or until they exhaust you into giving up. And most people that are dealing with narcissists would rather give up than to continue a fight into the wee hours of the night until, because narcissistic people will keep you up. They will deprive you of sleep. They will not let you go to sleep until they get their point across or you give up. So this is a consistent pattern of behaviors in their relationship, apparently. And they also played a recording about how Johnny Depp felt when he first met her. He's like, she was perfect. She was like, we had a lot of things in common. Like she was, a dream person. But then that mask came off and I saw who she really was. That is almost the perfect example of a love bombing phase leading to the devaluation phase of a narcissistic toxic relationship. Because narcissistic people appear to be everything that you want and need. Come out of nowhere, give you everything that you want and need. That's your soulmate and things like that. But once you get married to them, once you have kids by them, once you are actually together and they feel like they have you stuck, they become who they actually are and show you who they actually really are. A lot of times the person you fell in love with was a facade. Stay strong and I hope this video helps.
Tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge think. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And
yes.
I know it's a fair fight. And see how many people believe or side with you.
And what did you say in response when Miss Heard said, tell the world, Johnny, tell them Johnny Depp, Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence?
I said, yes, I am.
So I'm not saying that Amber Heard is a narcissist, but if she is, that is exactly what a narcissist or a toxic person will do. Belittle you, insult you, and try to convince you that no one will believe your story if you told them. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I actually have narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissists and toxic people love their reputations. Reputation means the world to narcissists and toxic people. And as you can see right there in that recording, she was allegedly egging him on to tell his story. Like, hey, tell your story. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe you. Tell them, I, Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence. And the way most narcissistic people, toxic people think is that if we tell you this enough, if we repeat the same thing to you over and over again, eventually you will believe it. So Johnny Depp told his story, but many other victims of domestic violence or narcissistic abuse or toxic abuse don't tell their stories because they don't think people will believe them. Typically because their abuser or the person abusing them has a good reputation. In this case, she was trying to use the fact that she's a woman and he's a man, and nobody's going to believe you because who's going to little me beat you up? Tell on me. I tell this to people all the time. Telling the truth is not a smear campaign. Telling the truth is not ruining someone's reputation for no reason. If you didn't know, today, Johnny Depp actually won a defamation trial today. But also Amber Heard claimed a small victory as well. And if Amber just happens to be a narcissist or a toxic person, she's going to see that as a win. Hey, I won too. I might have lost overall, but I claimed the victory because you see it. I won some money too. But as a narcissistic person myself, I try to see perspective from everybody's sides as well. So Johnny Depp could very well have some toxic traits of his own because he has, the documented substance abuse issues and things like that. But the picture that his attorneys painted of Amber makes her look way worse than anything he has done in his trial, it seems like, allegedly. But narcissistic and toxic abuse is at 100% real, y'all. It just is. And I tell people, controlling your reactions is your main power against a narcissist or a toxic person because they want to see you react. They want to. They want to catch you on recordings. They want to catch you on video camera reacting, so it makes you look like the bad guy. And a lot of the recordings that were played in the court trial right here, they both knew that they were being recorded. They were mutual recordings. There were some hidden ones too, but a lot of this was mutual. So she didn't think she was doing anything wrong. There's recordings of gaslighting, manipulation, and things of that nature as well. I hit you, Johnny, but I didn't punch you. I hit you. I didn't punch you. But to wrap this up, my closing arguments say, telling your story, telling the truth is not a smear campaign, y'all. Telling the truth does not make you a bad guy. Let's go. Hope this helps.